and I are like, should we do that edible?
We should have
now?
done that edible, yeah.
Because I was late? Now you guys want to do drugs?
Yeah.
Oh, great.
Why not? I mean, yeah.
We were talking about
Payback.
spiking your drink earlier, but
Oh my God.
we didn't want to be like Diddy and get sent to jail.
I mean, I do have an old bag of Coke somewhere that I mean, I haven't done that for years. And my butt's winking. No, I mean, but does Coke go bad?
I don't know.
Well, hopefully we didn't go bad from being away from too long of recording this show. Welcome back to Do It Like Danny. I'm going to tell a million stories, and maybe one will hit home, and you'll be like, wow, that happened to me. And Hello? I'm so sorry. I have to interrupt my program to bring you more of me in my program. You were probably going to be watching the first episode of Doing It Like Danny, but right now, the world is insane. And so I am interrupting my own show to bring you a special show because we're going to talk about it today on Doing It Like Danny. Actually, there's no more open. That's it. We're going to go right into it. And the reason why is because the U.S. is in a relationship meltdown. People are fighting everywhere.
Speaking of meltdowns, California is in crisis.
You're right. California is in crisis, but you know what? We have to go back to the beginning. And what I mean by that is our dads are fighting. America, the two most important dads right now, the man who I hate to say his name, Trump, excuse me. Mistake. Leave that in, please, Louis. Thank you.
I will.
Don't edit that out. And Elonia Muska. Very
the first gay White House couple fighting on X.
June is Pride Month, and this relationship knows no barriers or boundaries. They are.
It is Pride Month. I forgot. There's been so much chaos. You know what? Maybe that was the plan. They're trying to get rid of Pride Month by causing all this drama, so everybody forgets.
Oh, listen, we got to stay back on track, but we will talk about Pride Month, maybe coming out. Well, speaking of Pride, the Pride of America, where has it gone?
In the toilet.
Thank you.
Flush.
Flushing sound now. As I said before, Felonious Trump and his new wife, billionaire Elonia Muska, have been fighting. And I don't even know how it came about. Like, all of a sudden, it was like, protest, and then all of a sudden, they're fighting.
Yep.
What happened?
Well, it's all over one big, beautiful
bullshitter.
Well, Bill. You thought I was going to say something else.
I kind of did.
One
I kind of
big,
did.
beautiful- Yeah.
Well, I thought he was talking about last week's Grindr meetup. No wonder Elonia Muska is upset.
Well, because Elon was instrumental with this bill from behind the scenes. But then when he found out that the EV subsidies were being cut, that's what started the feud.
Oh,
Allegedly.
Papa's losing his brand new bag.
So Trump responded by calling Elon a drug addict.
What, but like on TV?
Well,
or
it was
what?
caught on a hot mic at a dinner that Trump was hosting.
Wow.
Yep. So there's a lot of back and forth with that.
Okay, so on a side note, is that the same dinner where people that paid like $1 million and then miraculously like the next day all of their relatives got pardoned?
Probably. I wouldn't
Could
doubt
be.
it.
I mean, because on a side note, we will talk about the Chrisleys getting pardoned. And if you don't know who the Chrisleys are, they had a reality television show where they embezzled $30 million.
From who?
From everywhere.
Investors.
Yeah,
Wow.
investors. They embezzled a lot of money. And so they were serving time in prison.
Was that white guy that was on TV whose face looked like this? And he's like, I feel so bad for the people who are there.
Well, he has a southern drawl. Right. And his southern drawl is very reminiscent of a gay man in Santa Monica.
Well, he was pardoned just in time for Gay Pride.
You see, conspiracy theories and theories of conspiracy.
The most closeted group are the conservatives.
Thank you. And it's their month. So why not? Who knew?
Yep.
Who knew?
And apparently
knew?
there's a lot of AI videos of Trump and Elon, like Elon's kissing his feet or Trump's
Oh
kissing
yeah,
his
they
feet.
did that.
Oh my.
They did that right away at the
Yeah,
beginning.
Yeah.
I love a good deep fake.
Isn't it crazy how, of course, we expected this to happen, though,
Yes,
right?
yes.
We were just waiting for it to fall apart. Because
Well, I mean,
it does
yes,
all the time.
I'm sorry I interrupted
No,
you,
no.
but yes, you're right. I think we were all waiting for it to fall apart. But, you know, what else was said? Because if you're saying that all Trump said was he was a drug addict, what was Elonia's response?
He not only called him a drug addict, but he also said that Elon lost his mind.
Yeah.
So Elon retaliated by going on his platform X and taking a survey about what is it, Louis? The New America or
The New American Party or the America Party?
America
Something like
Party, and so it would draw people away from.
AKA Handmaid's
Tale.
Tale.
Yeah, but the real thorn in the side with Trump is that Elon claims Trump would not have won this election without him.
that. Yeah.
So it is unraveling. Ah,
So this is-
American politics at its finest
So this-
moment.
Yeah, so this is why Elon's threatening to put his money and endorse the candidates that would be anti-Trump. So then Trump says he'll take away the subsidies for his SpaceX and
Which he replied, then I'm going to destroy my Dragon rocket and you're not going to have any access to it.
Oh,
Yeah.
but more importantly, Elon indicated that Trump was part of the Epstein files.
That was the big reveal, the big
wow.
bomb.
Yeah,
So
yep.
I actually heard about that also too.
Yeah.
And so here's the thing. So I'm not going to lie. I was like, oh, right.
everybody
Like,
was.
that was like, that was beyond mic drop. I was in shock. I couldn't believe it. But on the other end, I'm not surprised.
No.
I mean, and here's the thing is the Republicans or the Trump supporters have been asking for the files to be released, right? And it's taken a long time. And their excuse is some people on Facebook, apparently that's my new venue for information.
True Social.
Yeah, my True Social. And so there
Fake
were
news.
people saying, well, why hasn't he released it? And somebody actually said, well, it's going to take hours to go through all of those records. Yeah, to get rid of Trump's name
Yeah,
in there.
scrub
I mean,
it.
there are multiple photos of him and Epstein together from years past to even almost to the present now.
Yep.
It's crazy. It's crazy to believe that he didn't have a part in that insanity, right? So now, and I will say this, one of my Facebook supporters who's a big Trump fanatic, right? All of a sudden now he says, I think I'm going to take a break from social media.
How convenient.
He's
Thank
like, you know
you.
what? Maybe
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah,
believe
yeah.
in all this bullshit anymore.
Well, it gets better. So then he said, I have an egg on my face. And people were like, oh, 'cause it was very cryptic. That's all he wrote. And then, you know, and I listen, I'm not going to delete you if you follow him. That's kind of what America has been built on, right? Is everybody has a difference of opinion. And there's a part of me on the inside that's like, I kind of want to see what these crazy people are fucking talking about, right? Because it's so crazy. Like some of the things that come out of their mouth. And the perfect example, when he referred to the files having to be, you know, looked at for multiple hours. It's like, how do you know that?
Yeah.
Like, where do you get this from, right? Where does this come from?
Like
So-
he's going to do it.
Thank you.
Himself.
So, yeah. So
He's highlighting. Nope. Mm-mm.
Yeah.
No, I can't have that in. That's me.
It's so crazy. And so then I was like, oh my God. So now this is it. This is going to be like one of the nails in the coffin. But you know, no.
Yeah.
The Trump supporters, they came around and they figured out, well, they're fighting. They're mad at each other. And I was like, are you guys 5? We're in kindergarten. Is that what we're in right now? We're now mudslinging. And I think at that moment is what I realized. Although I knew, I was hoping that Trump supporters would see that one big beautiful bill is one big beautiful lie, number one. And number two, how transactional that man is. And I can't even say president, because it's like, just do your fucking job. Shut your mouth and do your job. You want to make America great again? Great. Make it great, right? But what the hell? Because I mean, I don't know all of the parts of the bill, and you know what? I bet you there are 90%. I'm sorry. I don't know a lot about the bill. I know, right? It's like a porn. I'm like, oh.
Calm down.
I don't know
a while.
a lot about the bill, but what I do know is there are some like tax implications and there's some financial things, and I don't think a lot of people know about that.
No. I don't think they pay attention to it enough. They don't read it. They just kind of vote for it and then go about their day, go about their lives.
So what are some of the implications?
First thing is it's going to be $2.4 trillion that's going to be added to our budget. And that's not even including the 3.8 that's going to be the interest that's added. So we're already at $36 trillion now.
Oh my God.
Right? So think about that. So Elon's saying that by the end of the year, we're going to be in a recession. God only knows how long it's going to take to pay off all that money. And these are the people who are saying we have to have less spending, right? And they're spending more than what the Democrats are spending. It's pretty insane.
Well, if they make up, maybe Elon could just write a check, cover the debt.
I mean, you could.
Right.
I mean, like I said, listen, he probably shits on dollar bills.
Well, he would rather write a check for his own candidate to control the House, the Senate, and the White House. You know what I'm saying? That's more important to him than actually getting rid of America's budget. It's what do I get out of it? And that's the problem with him. That's why I don't like him.
Well, the only thing Trump does is for his benefit.
Correct.
I mean, he's not going to do anything to benefit us, right?
Well, he used him.
that's
I mean, when you look at it, he used him to win the election.
Yep.
Okay, that was number one. Then he used Elon to cut all those jobs. Who took the flack for that? Was it Trump or was it Elon? It was Elon.
Yep.
Once he was in there, he got rid of him and said goodbye.
Well, his stock plummeted after this feud, estimated $150 million in losses.
But I think that's market manipulation.
We haven't seen a feud like this since Joan Crawford and Betty Davis. Maybe they should audition for the New Housewives of Washington.
Yeah.
Right? I mean,
That would be a funny one, huh?
Yeah. And because America's all about gender, like, well, we're going to do it with men. Right? Why not? Felonia Trumpa
God.
and Elonia Muska. And here you go, starring,
right.
and then their taglines come out, I'm making America great again, right? Stealing $1 at a time from everybody, right? What would Musk be? What would Muskia be?
It'd be the Real Housemen of White House.
Yeah, he'd be like, I'm trying to electrify the nation one Tesla at a time.
well, that's in case unless he's deported, Elon, then maybe things will be better.
I mean,
don't know.
listen, I mean,
he could be easily deported.
I mean, listen, and we will come back. That's a very good point because there's more to that story in general and just in life right now.
Yeah.
But to kind of finish up with this big, beautiful bill, in terms of the insanity, now all of those, theories of conspiracy and conspiracies of theory are starting to come out. And you just mentioned one that Elon admitted and said, I'm responsible for Trump getting elected.
Yes.
I mean, those are bold statements. I mean, that's not even like mudslinging.
Right.
Mudslinging is like, oh, she has a wart on her toe. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I feel like those are polarizing statements. Like, and so I guess I wish we had like a Trump supporter just to kind of like see what they're thinking. I will admit this and say this. One of my Trump friends said to me, I voted for him, but every time he opens his mouth, it's an embarrassment for our nation.
So then why did you vote for him?
Because they were led to believe. And here's the thing though. Both sides lie. This isn't a Democrat Republican thing.
No.
This is not a Democrat Republican. This is politics and government.
Yeah.
They have been corrupt for way too long.
Oh, yeah.
Way too long. And I just think that we're seeing the head of it right now. I think it runs deeper than just Trump and Felonia. I think that, like, there's so much more. Why aren't they releasing the JFK files? Like, maybe the government did kill him. You know what I mean? Like, all these things are starting to come out now. And what we're finding out is I hope people start to believe it. Because going back to what the big, beautiful lie, Bill, is it's going to... you went over like some of the negatives,
Yeah.
right? But like in terms of let's be fair, right? Like, so what are some of the positives that
there-
could potentially come
I
out of
wouldn't
this
even
bill?
call them positives, to be real with you. But one of the things, or a couple of the things, is his tax cut for the rich will be permanent, which is even more wild to me. So the lowest of low are going to lose the most, and the top like 10% are all good.
Oh, thank God, Montecito. I'm cocooned in Montecito.
We'll still be taping here live from Montecito.
So what's the issue?
Well, it's not an issue for you, apparently. I think some of the other stuff, like people would probably go, well, that's good, is that there won't be any more taxes on tips and overtime. But that's kind of easy to get around. So businesses will just stop allowing tips, and they'll just stop giving people overtime. So then what are you going to do then? Right?
Yeah.
I mean, how are you gonna make a dollar? I mean, everything is so expensive as it is right now. And then, also rumor has it with the part of this bill is that people will lose their insurance.
Correct. All their medical or Medicare and their SNAP benefits. I don't know if you guys know the difference between those, but yeah.
Yeah, I thought the SNAP is food
Food
stamps.
stamps, that's
So
what they
food
call it now,
stamps
yeah.
and the Obamacare. I call it Obamacare, right? Well, they'll lose all that. And I think what's really interesting is I feel like a lot of those people that voted for him are on those or using those programs.
Absolutely. They voted against themselves. What kind of sense does that make?
And we talked about that. We touched on that. Like when it starts affecting his supporters, that's when they're going to truly realize they made a mistake.
I don't think so.
And you know what? It's funny that you say that. I actually agree with you
Oh,
because
okay.
here's the
God,
whole thing,
is
right?
this where it falls apart with us?
Get out.
I'm gonna tweet. Hold on, Angela.
How dare you? Security! Security! Oprah comes charging with Gail.
And Ellen.
She's like, I heard you call me a on a bike.
all the way from London.
Hello, Ellen. Wow, that went south real quick. Ready to turn on each other.
Well, it is relationship meltdown.
It is
yeah?
relationship
It is.
meltdowns.
And we're
yes.
having one.
And we're having one right now. It is relationship meltdowns. Good job. Good way to bring a real hooker track up there. I even lost my train of thought. Where was I going?
I don't know what you're
You
saying.
agree with him.
Oh,
Yes,
yeah.
yeah.
Okay. As I said before, after our relationship meltdown, I agree with you, and I'm going to go first. And the reason why I agree with you is because here was a key moment that Elonia Muska, right, revealed, because people revered him. I mean, he was doing his Heil Hitler thing, and people were like, "Oh no, he
love
was just
it.
airing out his
Yep.
armpit." Like, I mean, the excuses that these people came up with, they were like, "Oh, he was doing the Roman salute." I'm sorry, we don't greet our friends with a Roman salute,
not.
okay? It hasn't been done for years,
Yeah.
right? So there was that. And so they revered him because, of the technology and, Nikola Tesla and blah, 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 and all these other different things. And he was their poster child because he was a former immigrant that came to this country, and whether he's illegal or not illegal, whatever he is, he was still an immigrant that came to this country, made a name for himself, and did something, right? So I think that's why also, too, all of the, Latinos for Trump and the Cubans for Trump and all those idiots voted for him because in their mind, they were like, you know what? We will never get deported because Elonia Muska is an immigrant herself, right? Sorry, I'm going to, emasculate him. It's fine. And so I think that is part of their mentality that it's not going to happen to us. And here we are.
Here we are.
happening.
It's
No.
happening.
It's happening.
It's happening.
Yep.
But it's not happening to them yet. It's happening to us.
Well, that's the crazy part too. It's like it kind of is happening to us because in the beginning, Trump said, "I'm only going to be taking criminals,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Murderers, rapists." That's how he got more supporters. He sold the lie
Yep.
and said they're eating cats and dogs. All right. Then if that's the case, why aren't they going after pet shelters? Right? All of a sudden, they have all of these ICE operations, and I know you were kind of following it also too. I kind of was like peeping here and there. As everyone knows, I also do like the rideshare thing every now and then, and I stopped driving.
Is that because you don't have your papers?
He's illegal. We shouldn't say that on. We shouldn't say that on the air.
I know, right? No, I'm very legal. Oh God, wouldn't that be crazy if like they found some weird like loophole?
Yeah.
Your parents lied.
Don't leave it up to the federal government. They will find a loophole to send you back.
Oh my God, that's so crazy. No, just because I don't want to. I know myself. I have a big mouth, and let's say I have someone in the car that is illegal, and they try to take them. Like, I probably would go to jail.
Yeah,
I'd probably go to jail. And I know that like people across the board have been going back and forth, and we're gonna talk more about that in a second. But as far as One Big Beautiful Lie, I'm hoping that it doesn't pass. I'm hoping that the feud between the two of them and their relationship meltdown will kind of shed some light, and people that do support him will kind of go, maybe, the other side was right. Although they probably aren't right too. Again, going back to, I don't believe in either side.
Yeah.
They're all idiots. And not to be more negative and switch up gears.
Oh, let's be.
You mentioned earlier, and this is what it's been led up to, California's in crisis.
It is, yeah.
You've been following all of this closely.
Just today, they had, I see the blurbs, and they had a standoff between protesters and ICE at the farmers market here in West Hollywood.
Yeah.
Oh my!
Isn't that crazy?
And in downtown, there was riots happening. I mean, yesterday and over the weekend.
They're even talking about deploying the Marines.
I thought that the National Guard was only deployed by the governor.
Well, I thought that too, but apparently there is some sort of power that the president can call forth the National Guard. From what I read online, but I was under the same impression too.
And that's the rub, because Newsom should have not let this happen.
Well, I thought I read somewhere that if he got involved, they would arrest him.
For those of you that don't know, he's Nancy Pelosi's nephew.
Oh, I didn't know that.
You didn't know that?
No.
I think it's knew that.
Well, that makes a lot of sense now.
He's Nancy Pelosi's nephew, and that's the reason why Trump is so angry at him in California. Is because of, Trump hates Pelosi.
Yeah.
He hates her. It's like no secret. Talk about relationship meltdown, right? So again, talking about relationships.
She probably said no to him, that's why.
Oh, God.
Hey, probably did a little grab ass, and
He
she's
tried
like,
to give
no,
her
no.
one big beautiful, and she was like, that's a lie.
What's even crazy?
What do you call a white Tootsie Roll? What do you call that one?
Not a very good time.
Oh shit, that was great. Not a very good time.
But what's even crazier is that Don Jr. was involved with Gavin Newsom's ex-wife.
Really?
That crazy loudmouth that he...
I didn't know that.
Yes.
Wow.
Talk about keeping in the family.
That he ditched after his father got elected.
Government is incestual.
Who is that guy? Stephen Miller, is that his name?
Yeah.
So
Oh,
apparently
he's-
Elon hired his wife to go work with him at SpaceX, and they're saying that he's banging Stephen Miller's wife.
Yeah, pissed him off. It pissed
So they're saying that
Miller's
may be how he
scary.
got his black eye, because he got into a fight. You know he has got a black eye, right?
Yeah. They were saying he was doing too much ketamine because he's always. I don't know if you see like the
Oh,
clips
yeah.
too, where he's like sitting there and all of a sudden his
Yeah.
eyes start to roll and
He's
he kind of
losing his
goes.
fucking mind, bro.
That was Melania. She
Oh,
got tired of it. She's
Poor
like,
Melania. She's the real man of the family.
You don't ever hear anything about her.
Yeah.
She sits in the castle like this.
But I have
because listen, because if she goes out, ICE will get her.
They've already told her, don't leave the
They said don't leave.
Her
And because
Elon.
when she gets going, then her anchor baby, Barron,
Baron's got to go, though.
he's got to go too. They're going to take him away. And do you think Trump is going to stop them? No.
He'll just get another wife.
No. But going back to speaking of deportation, so as you all know, California is in crisis. They have staged multiple raids across the United States. It's not just Los Angeles. LA just seems to be a little more vocal in their protesting.
And a little violent.
Well, here's the thing,
Not
though.
from LA people. I'm saying like it's been a little bit more violent on their
Aggressive.
side. Aggressive,
Correct.
pushing
and
us.
I think that they are inciting it on purpose.
Correct.
ICE is doing this on purpose because I truly believe, and again, this is the conspiracy of the theory and the theory is a conspiracy, that they are trying to make it seem as if California is in a crisis and emergency and so that they can enact martial law.
Yeah.
Oh wow, East Los Angeles areas.
Yeah.
that
It's all
they're
the poor
covering.
areas.
Apparently, they're going to be here for about a month, from what I read, which is
you know,
even more wild.
I mean, in all seriousness, this is reminiscent of the days where people just followed the leader and people were put on a train and then they were taken off and never seen again.
From
Correct,
that,
and that was called
That's
Nazis.
just- yeah, and that's this real scary part about
And
this.
I think also too, we've talked about this before in other shows, and that is this is very reminiscent of Chavez Ravine.
Yes.
Yeah.
And how they made way for Dodger Stadium by deporting all of the Mexicans that were living there in the shanty town that was the ravine, that was Chavez Ravine,
Yeah.
to make way for Dodger Stadium. So, there's so much hypocrisy across the board and irony all at the same time too.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it's just insane and it's wild. And
Yeah.
my heart goes out to the people.
Yeah.
I mean, listen, again, he said he was going to take murderers and rapists. Okay. And this is my biggest key point. Number one, Obama actually deported more people than Trump has.
That is correct.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
yeah,
Did we know about it?
No.
Right?
yeah,
It was peaceful. He got them out. Whatever he did, they went away.
yeah,
People weren't throwing rocks.
yeah.
Martial law wasn't going to be enacted. And definitely the Marines and the National Guard were not called.
Yeah.
So why is it different now?
And it does affect our economy, believe it or not. Like the people that are willing to go and pick lettuce and housekeeping and all of that.
Who is going to wipe Mary Jo Anderson's white ass?
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
Her son can do it.
Yeah, they're not going to do it.
They're not.
They're
Yeah.
too busy trying to feed off of the system. They're not going to do it.
Yep.
But they'd rather pay these, immigrants to do it. What's going to happen then?
Yeah.
I'm kind of scared because who's gonna fix our roofs, who's gonna pick grapes, who's gonna pick less, and I know I'm not trying to say that to be like demeaning
no.
and disrespectful.
No, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm saying it
It's
because
a reality.
They're our workforce, period. We're not saying that to be rude or mean.
And-
Latinos have been the workforce in this country for many, many decades. This isn't like a new thing.
and what people don't realize is because then they say go back to your country. I'm sorry, last name O'Donohue, you go back to your fucking country.
Yeah.
Okay, because
They're the
this
worst.
was Mexico before it was
Yeah.
anything
Spain.
else.
It was Spain, part of Spain.
It was Mexico
Yeah.
and part of Spain.
Yeah.
And so let's say, you're living on the land and now all of a sudden it's California. You were automatically grandfathered into that.
Mm-hmm.
Your lineage belongs here. There's no such thing. We're all immigrants.
Yes.
But the irony of this truly is Elon Musk is the perfect example of coming here and having an opportunity to build a life. And he became one of the wealthiest men on the planet.
Yeah, but he's got too much power, though. But that's
Well,
another episode.
But I'm saying that is the epitome of the American dream.
And I think, again, going back to what I said to fortify what you just said, I think that is the reason why the majority of the immigrants voted for him. And of course, obviously, you're not illegal if you can vote, right? They lied. There's no such thing as that, right?
Correct.
And people can say, and no, but then
They're idiots.
We can go back and forth.
And now you feel bad about voting for him.
yeah.
You
So
voted for him?
No. I was
Oh,
saying
you
in
just
general, the
pointed
people.
yeah, he was looking at the camera. Oh, look at she's starting. She's starting. She's Andy Cohenia Jr.
Tweet him right now. Tweet him.
Someone thinks that they're Andy Cohen. Someone needs to remain in their Bravo seat. I mean, it's
Honey, craft services is much better.
you like our craft service. I made this delicious immigrant picked tomatoes.
We have actually a celebrity that loves a daytime soap actor.
Oh, that's right.
That
That
loves
that
and
loves
raves
the
about-
way that I make
That's
my
right.
bruschetta mix.
Yes.
Okay?
Yes.
There's a whole lot of love.
Celebrity endorsed.
There's a whole lot of deliciousness. And yes, and it's not Park, by the way. It is,
Yeah. Okay, so
but
let's go
I
back.
made that with love. So let's yes.
Yeah, let's
I
go
interrupted
back.
you. Let's go back. Let's go back. Sorry, we went crazy.
Because I had a question. Because with all this relationship meltdown, and maybe we haven't had such a public meltdown, but have you ever had this kind of like relationship meltdown in private via text or social media or whatnot?
I'm gonna say yes to both private and public.
Oh, I can't wait to hear this one.
not surprised.
And I actually today I had a public one on Facebook.
Oh.
Yeah, but I'm gonna have to tell that story tomorrow.
Come
It's
on.
a long one. And I'm going to say this. No matter what you believe in, you should believe in humanity. People came here from all over the nation. Yes, there are bad people that take advantage of the system. That's what needs to be reworked. Not the fact that we have immigrants. We need those people. And I know that you don't believe that. And I know that whatever you believe in, I would hope that you believe in a better choice for yourself, for your family, and for your future kids, no matter what. And we all want to live. Everybody wants to have an opportunity, a chance to make themselves better. Don't go after the poor people that have relentlessly, tirelessly, they've put in hours of overtime and work to create clothes, to pick food that you put on your current table. And without those people, they're our backbone. You may not believe it now, but you're going to see. And I hope that my words don't ring true. And I hope that tomorrow you make better choices by tuning in to the next episode of Doing It Like Danny. And with that being said, peace to everybody.
That's how you can make America great again.